Hello there, how are you? I'm Helen Statler, your Destiny Helper, here to answer another one of your questions concerning narcissistic relationships. And the question is, why was I chosen? How did he choose me? How would the narcissist know to choose me? Narcissism is a personality disorder, and narcissists have traits about themselves. Many of them believe they are more than what they are. They're not able to accept criticism. Many of them are they're not steady in their thinking. They don't exhibit positive emotion. Most of their emotions are negative, and only a greater percentage of the narcissists exemplify between 3 to 5 traits. Very seldom would you see the narcissist above 5 traits, and we're going to answer that on another one of my programs. On this program, we're going to answer why the narcissist chose you, because the narcissists, many of them have, there are some narcissists, which is usually the greater narcissists, have all 9 traits, and they are very, very, very dangerous, very insidious. And most narcissists are very malignant, but there is such thing as a malignant narcissist because of the endangerment they encase and exhibit without thought, and they take the people they're with. These are supplied, these are fuels, and that's what they use you as fuel. And they can be totally very impervious, very insensitive to how you feel. It's about what they want and what they feel. When you deal with narcissists, it is self-preservation, it is a self-realization, and it is a self-activation. They Everything is geared toward them, and because they are able to reflect what the positive emotions that you have, a lot of times we contribute what we're experiencing to the narcissist as if they live and house these emotions. They do not. These emotions have been reflective. They've been encased by an individual and pulled from their life by the narcissist. They are perfect. They can mimic perfect, very perfect, and I mean exact the positive emotions you have, and they have enough experience to get those emotions and to know how to use them and to know how to place them, because they have used them and had certain response on a regular basis. So they know that if they exemplify this emotion, you will respond like this. A lot of times when you see them, you can see a lot of narcissists in pictures. If there's a lot of grandiosity about them, they're smiling, but a lot of times their smiling is almost like a fake smile, a forced smile, because happiness is not a natural trait. And that's why narcissists usually look for people that are very nice and that have something they want in the business world. They can look for someone who's aggressive, but they look for that weakness behind that aggressive tendency, behind that positive tendency, because when you say things that the narcissist may disagree with, you can cause a narcissistic injury. This causes rage in the narcissist. It wounds them very greatly, and many of them, once you wound them, they will revenge. They will get back with you, get back at you. They will not let it go. It seems like they've let it go, but they will not. They will not let it go. They will be back. And the narcissist has a vivid memory, and they usually exact pain from every specimen that connects with them. So choosing you, the narcissists choose you for the special need that they have. They choose their supply for sexual needs, business needs. Now, all needs are intimate. They need business needs and some non-sexual needs, and their supply may be different. However, most narcissists will engage intimately, male or female, whether heterosexual, bisexual, homosexual. They will engage their specimen, because that when you have sex with them, that is a bonding. It ties the soul together, and this soul tie give them a greater advantage, because usually when you sleep with someone, you think that person care, and you start having a different expectation from that person once you sleep with them, and they get you to believe that they really care, because in the time of devaluation and discard, the more connected you are with them, the more channeling you give to them, and they can channel through you, and they can always pull you inside of themselves. They can always control you. They become your mindset, they become your thoughts, they become your plans, they become your intent, they become the very purpose, to the point that if you go into church, you will find yourself deleting God. You pray less, you go to church less, you don't think about God. You used to think about God in worship, you used to think about God in going to church. Now the narcissist has replaced God, and the narcissists have a brilliant ability to go past what you think you're exhibiting and get to their need. They have a sixth sense on what is weak about you, what is needy about you, what is longing about you. They seem to know this without fail. I have a lot of, how can I say, I have my own mindset about this, because I believe it's a diabolical spirit. And you have something called monitoring spirits. These monitoring spirits survey your life. And as they survey your life and observe you, they observe your consistency. They observe what you're going through. Like the narcissist show up. There may be a death in the family. The narcissist show up. You done fell out with someone. The narcissist show up. You may be in the height of your job, the height of your career, but there's this emptiness on the inside of you. You're always looking for endorsement. You always looking to join with somebody so they can affirm what you doing. You always looking to please. Your people pleaser. You can't handle rejection. You got a problem confronting issues. You usually let things go because you don't want to rock the boat. They can see that. They know that. They have a sixth sense about that. This is why you can see some narcissists, and you can see power-packed people that they brought down to the ground, and you'll wonder, how is that so? Because in the marketplace, this person is powerful. In ministry, this person is powerful, but they're putty in the hands of the narcissist. The narcissist can be very addictive. This is not a regular relationship. Listen to me. This is not your relationship that you done had with Joe. Jack is not Joe. And so when you have it with Jack, Jack is a narcissist. And I'm just using a name out of the blue. Jack is a narcissist. So Jack's requirement, Jack's expectation of you is different from Joe. Joe want to love you and care about you. He want to build a life with you. You matter to him. Your emotions matter to him. And when you say something, he listen because he's concerned about your mindset. Jack is not concerned about Jack. Jack is concerned about himself. So your mindset don't mean nothing to Jack. Your emotions don't mean nothing to Jack if they can't serve him. When you deal with a narcissist, you're going to come in as servant. You're going to come in with servitude because you have to cater to the narcissist. And if you don't cater to the narcissist, you're going to find that they're just going to ghost out. They're gone. They're gone bye-bye because they need fuel in order to operate. And you can tell when they don't get fuel, they get angry. They get enraged. They look like they don't take care of themselves. They get depressed, they get bitter, they get suicidal when they don't have fuel because it's like a heartbeat. Fuel is their heartbeat. Fuel come from other folk emotions, other folk mindset. Overthrows give them fuel. Pain give them fuel. Your joy is setting you up for the real fuel intake. And the real fuel intake is how bad can you hurt? How deep can you go? How much connection can we make? I need you to connect to me until I replace God. I replace family. I replace your job. I replace your finances. Everything you have become that narcissist. That narcissist narcissist goes in total control, then they do different dynamics to get that control. They will spin you for years. They will spin you for months. You can spend a few months with a narcissist and go crazy and wonder why you spent 20 years with Billy, but for 20 years, Billy couldn't pull out of you what that narcissist pulled out of you in 3 months. They got that sixth sense. They are hunters. They're emotional hunters. Your soul consists of your mind, your will, and your emotion, and they hunt that. They hunt your emotion, and you start feeling things, and you go by what you feel, which break open to your mind, and he start getting into your thoughts, and then learning what you think and how you feel about things. Then he, next thing you know, he takes over your will until you no longer feel like you can do certain things on your own. You used to be able to freely think and freely plan. Now all day long you're thinking about the narcissist. You're thinking about the next time you talk to them, the next time you be with them, the next time you sleep with them, the next time you eat with them, the next time you can go out with them, the next time you vacation with them. All of your mind, all of your energy goes to this narcissist and that sixth sense of locating your pain. This is why when you know narcissism, is best to have some information when you have a relationship that moves so fast, and this relationship moves so fast until it literally blows your mind. And I mean, you talk to this narcissist in 2 days, you feel like you in love, and in a week you will marry them, and then a week they may ask you to marry them. And so they are in love with you. They're quick to tell you how much they love you. They're quick to tell you how much you mean to them, and you fall for that because the way they operate, the spirit that is with them, this is just not them. I believe, this is personal incitement now, I believe that there's a diabolical force that works with them that assures their victory over your life. That once you open the door, you may be seeing a human, but the force you're dealing with is invisible and is diabolical, and it wants to get in your life, especially when you are a Christian and you are undiscerning, and they come in with this grandiosity and this caring and this great love, and you're thinking, oh my God, where have you been all of my life? Because they seem so perfect. I've met women and dealt with hundreds of women who met the narcissist that wasn't even attracted to him, or met the narcissist wasn't even attracted to her, but they kept communicating. Some narcissists know their ability to pull you in. They know what they have, and they will use it. They know, if I spend time with you, you will be addicted to me. If you spend time with me, I will get your emotion. There's something about me that grabs you, and you gravitate with me. You can't even fight against me. After a while, you don't even want me, but the next thing you know, you are in love with me, because the narcissist is not operating like a regular relationship. They cut off whatever trauma happened in their childhood has caused them to seal the deal when it comes to emotions. They can't show positive emotions and love and caring and understanding. And if you notice that when those of you who have an experience with a narcissist, that when you try to get the narcissist to understand, you are so confused. You are more confused talking to the narcissist than when you started. And when they go word salad, I mean, you can be for a week, and now you knew what you saw. Now you're questioning what you saw. These were your eyes. You saw this with your own eyes. Nobody told you this. This narcissist will lie their way out of it, twist things. They are masters of confusion and doubt, and you've ingested that. And the next thing you know is no longer the narcissist. You are doubting yourself. You're no longer thinking about what the narcissist done. You're thinking about how confused you are. So everything now goes back to you, because they don't take blame well. They don't take incitement against them well. They turn everything. That's why people ask, can a narcissist change? You can't change anything if you won't consider way you are, and everybody else is wrong. You cannot change. When an alcoholic go to Alcoholic Anonymous, AAA, the first thing they have to admit, I am an alcoholic. Okay, then we're ready for it. But if you don't admit it, you're going to keep on doing the same thing. This narcissist have a sixth sense about your need, about your weakness, and you can front with a lot of people, but you don't front with them, because they are hunters and they hunt the few they need, and they've learned to get behind everything that is originally presented to them. They've learned to get behind your hard exterior. If you know a narcissist, when you meet them, it's time to go. It's time to leave, because there is an addictive aspect to these people. They pull you unintentionally, and the next thing you know, you are in a roundabout for years. You going roundabout. You never make your destination, because you live a circus life and a circular life. It's always the same thing. They come in a different way, and as they go out and triangulate with other people, you never get what has left, and then you start over with the new persona of what was presented to you, and then you get tortured and discarded in that way. And then next thing you know, he gone for 6 months. Boom, he hoover you back in, and you got a different guy. Where each time you get the narcissist in a different way, he has to go in a different way to pull out of you, because immediately you reject what is new to you and what you are not familiar with. And just like before, he gets you addictive in this new aspect of who he is, and get to your weakness and get to your knees and bring you to a place of trauma and devastation. They maximize in trauma and devastation. You know, humanly, we don't know how that is, and psychiatrists and psychologists have noticed when people go into trauma, they usually stick to what traumatized them, and it's probably because the emotion is so tremendous until it's hard for you to understand why, and the lack of understanding calls you to hold, because maybe it's not that you're so activated with the person, you're trying to understand, which gets you caught because you don't understand. You keep going toward them, keep yielding to them, keep sleeping with them, keep talking to them, and you go deeper and deeper until you're at the bottom of an ocean with pain, with question, with emotion, and you're looking from the bottom of the ocean at the top, and that was your life. And you wonder how it got away from you. How did I get here? With a choice, with an act, one day at a time. And if you got there one day at a time, you can get out one day at a time, one thought at a time, one decision at a time. You must master your discipline. You must master your thoughts, because really your healing began after a no contact zone, because you start to clear. The fog leave, and you'll start to understand. That's when you start to deal with your pain. And it doesn't start in a place where the pain is continuous. And when you're with the narcissist, expect continuous pain. That's what they do. That's who they are. All day, every day, 24/7. And if you get the love bombing, you better believe at the end of that segment, you'll find out what the narcissist really want. And it wasn't your happiness. I am here for you, and I'm here to make sure that you understand that healing is available. Strategy, discipline. It's going to take. Get knowledge. Understand who you're with. It's a personality disorder. It's not a sickness like a cold that leaves. It's who they are to the core. And if you want to stay in pain and be in pain, then learn how to manage your pain. If you want to come out, you need a strategy. One day at a time. I'm Helen Sattler. I'm your destiny helper. And I'm looking for your win. And I'm looking for your freedom. And remember, one day at a time with the narcissist, one day at a time with your freedom. You choose it because you can have it and it's rightly yours. I'll see you on my next program. Thank you so much for your time.